News, my lovely, wonderful people. In fact, Femi Falana has been very angry. Oh. Femi Falana said the judiciary they should determine election winner. They are not the one to determine what's happening. Judiciary shouldn't determine election winner. They should be able to look at things more critically rather than just from one aspect, and allowing Nigeria to suffer needlessly. That the judiciary, they've crossed. We're talking about Chief Justice, looking at this matter. But Femi Falana feels very strongly that something is seriously wrong and that we all need to hold these people to account. We saw what happened in the case of, what we saw what happened in the case of Imo State. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like or share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Human rights activist Femi Falana San stated that it is not ideal for the judiciary to determine election winner. Falana said this in an interview with Channels TV Politics on Saturday, monitored by our correspondent. According to him, no doubt, the judgment of the Supreme Court has ended the electoral contestations that has been on as far as the presidential election conducted in February this year is concerned. Femi Falana says, what I meant is that even with the judgment, it is very clear that Nigeria has a long way to go in terms of ensuring that credible elections are conducted, elections that will be devoid of anarchy, elections that all will be proud of and satisfied with how far we've gone. Yes, for now, the presidential election is conducted. It should have been concluded in February, not taking it to court and the judiciary wondering or determining what happens. With what we know, there could be opportunity for interference on the matters of truth. But it has just been concluded by the Supreme Court, and this shouldn't be, because the Supreme Court members are human beings that could be used or influenced. The judiciary should not determine the winner of an election, especially one like a presidential one. Judges are not suited to determine winner of an election. That is a job for the exclusive right of INEC. If things are done properly, and that is why we must put an end to the shame that has become our law in terms of concluding election by court. The court members, the justice are human beings, and they could be influenced. This is so wrong. This is not the way to go. We must all ensure that the right thing is done. So this is what is happening right now, and God help us, how far this country, is in and what has happened so far. The judiciary determining what happened is not the way to go in an election at all. Every single individual needs to begin to own up to responsibility, determining together how far we can make, a lot of difference in all of this. With what has happened, with where we are at the moment, Nigeria has come through a lot. And if we want to be honest and sincere, we all should be part of, a system that works. We should not be part of those who destroy our very own nation and, leaving things to chance, thinking that, some things can just happen without the truth being manifested. So what's going on and what has happened so far? That will be honest will say the truth. The judiciary determining the result of an election is not the way to go, because according to what is said, very, very true. Have you heard of human factor? Have you heard of money? Do you know what money is? It can influence anybody unless your values are really strong, tight, and what it should be. Other than that, anybody could be influenced. So he knows exactly what he's talking about. He knows exactly what he's talking about, asking, why the judiciary should be the one determining, the end of an election, and giving rise to, what happens next. Every single one of us should know that Nigeria is at a crossroad at this point in time. And if we really want things to change, for instance, the Supreme Court justice that just retired, Justice Musa Mohammed, he made a statement during, a farewell, retirement, celebration that was put up for him. One of the things he said was that he discovered that the power that has been given to the CJN is way too much. That power has made the CJN to become a man who is now unruly, and the CJN does as it chooses and pleases, without consulting with anybody. He does as he pleases and chooses, and it is terrible. He said this is not a good way to go for the nation. He said because right about now as we speak, right about now as we speak, the CGN does not consult with people, does not he makes decision by himself. And the danger there is that the executive, can make judgment that, because they hold the finances that can affect the judiciary, the executive making judgment that is affecting the judiciary and every single person, so this is what is happening, and to be quite candid and honest, my lovely people, we all need to rise up and ensure that we say no to oppression, an oppressive government and nation and people who have put us to where we are at today. So it is time to make real changes moving forward and making real amends that could positively impact every one of us in the right direction. The judiciary, you saw how from the Presidential Election Tribunal, every point Atiku and Obi had, they trashed it. What about the Supreme Court? The issue of certificate forgery. So what they did, to mention but a few, it is important that every single person understands some of this premise of what is going on. So if really we want this nation to change, the constitution, to start with, the constitution we have as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, needs to be very much looked at and re-examined so that we can truly change this nation. There is just too much going on. So leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Remember, you have a voice. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now. Bye-bye.